record. Hi, so Alba asked me to do a video of the mini book that I made based on her template, so she could link it up. And this is my spine. It's my least favorite part of the book. I'm not that comfortable with doing spines yet, but this is a wired trim that I just glued down in rows. And since there's a chalkboard theme inside, this seemed kind of cool because it looks like scribbles. And then since it's for my college stepdaughter, who's very homesick, I thought these little baubles and trinkets were very college-like, because you don't have much in college, and just seems like some treasures thrown in. So this is my cover, and with my cover, the back paper, which you can barely see anymore, is this is a little unstable. There we go. The front cover has Marion Smith, that checkerboard paper, and some fussy cut roses and clock. And I have little twigs here, and I have these clearance bin Prima Cinderella vine things woven in here and there for sparkle. And these beautiful mini roses, which of course I did with Lindy's. And then right under here, I don't know if you can see, but my stepdaughter is a very avid soccer player. So I have one little Prima Brad that is a soccer ball. And that's the only reference to Soccer Life, because maybe she'll outgrow it, maybe she won't. It's Always Time for Tea is this little fussy cut here. I have the Finnabar piece here that I cut in half, put one on each of the bottom. And then this cutout from the Marion Smith Tea Party set was begin at the beginning and go on until you come at the end and stop. We're all a little mad, which I thought was kind of appropriate since she's in school and thinks it's going to last forever, but it won't. And then a couple little tiles here from Prima. I believe they're engraver tiles. And then the beautiful flowers, Summer Recollection. These, of course, here are Prima. And this is Prima that I sprayed out with Lindy's. It used to be cream colored. And then my beautiful little light bulbs. I hoard these light bulbs because I never want to use them and run out of them. And then we'll go to the inside. So a couple months ago, there was a kit that had the small art, and those little cutouts little journal pieces seemed perfect in order to you know, cut some tickets and some little stamps, a little perfume bottle. And this little girl opens and flips out. And I had to gesso the back of the tickets. They had UPC symbols on them, and put a little glitter on there, which stuck in odd places. And then you can do some journaling on either of these two pretty cards. And then we flip over, and there's nice room for a little picture to put here or leave it pretty. And then a big picture can go here on the Marion Smith paper. And as we flip this out even further, I've got that beautiful Marion Smith clock chandelier with a couple more of those small art kit cutouts that work nicely on the Marion Smith paper. And then we have Optimist paper, which seemed very positive and upbeat for a girl who's homesick and misses everybody, so she can put all her fun little college photos on this nice neutral background as well. So we'll close up page 1, center this out for page 2. And from Alba's template for this one, I extended the 1.5 to 2 inch, and I do a 1/4 inch here to do the lip for the structure with the chipboard to glue down. So it's not as stable as the first one I did, but it'll work just fine. On this page, I've got fussy cutouts and a big journaling card from the 12 by 12 Optimist collection with some fussy cuts here and there of these flowers and some swirls and some flair which says joy, because the whole idea is to keep the girl in good spirits. And then I have this graphic 45. I took some, after you fussy cut the Optimist paper, you have a lot of black paper left over, so with that chalkboard background it seemed nice to stamp and white emboss some nice stamps from the G45 Botanical Tea, which celebrate, and this butterfly was just too cool. So we'll go ahead and we'll start opening this page. And it flips open, and here we have a pocket and a fun little girl from Close to My Hearts. And I bought those stamp sets just because, oh my god, is that not the cutest thing for a college kid? And the details and some pretty Optimus paper. And I sprayed this here. The Optimus paper has a couple of pieces where they're white circles or white flowers. So I just sprayed them in some pink and teal Lindy's just to give them a little bit of color and shimmer. And here I just have a few little tags. This is a stamp that I cut out and embossed. And these two stamps are what tags are My Mind's Eye chalkboard. So I just cut those out, just left them plain. She can write on the back. And they slide right in the pocket, and there's still plenty of room to slide in a couple snapshots. This is some Creative Embellishment chipboard. Love their chipboard. And of course I can't do anything solid embossed, so I just mixed in some aged teal and the shabby or aged rose embossing powder by Stampendous, and some fussy cutted swirls and doilies. These beautiful little clips from Prima were a really nice touch to add some, just add some basic silver. And this photo frame from Creative Embellishments just seemed perfect for Nobody Sees the World Like You. So this flips open, and I don't think you could have a memorabilia book for college that didn't have some reference to some bottle being opened and drank. Let's be real. So I've got a chipboard ticket admit 1, and this piece here that I border cut on both sides and kind of lined up. It wasn't perfect, but that's okay. Every picture tells a story, and I like making pockets out of larger fussy cut images, so this is just one of the larger poppies from the Optimus paper, cut to make a very small pocket just to hold things. Little journal card, nothing special there. And then another Graphic 45 messy embossed chalkboard piece that says "Hello Friend," which, believe it or not, my stepdaughter says to people. So we'll go ahead and close this page back up, and that's page 2, and move on to page 3. So for page 3, I've got the Optimus paper. That this is just a white flower pattern on black, and I've added in blues and pinks, and I think there's some gold, but it got covered up by embellishments, and that's okay. This is more stamping and white embossing on the excess scrap chalkboard paper just to keep us going. These two ladies came from the Marion Smith paper, and they just seem kind of funky and to fit peeking out behind things. And little flags, some cute little flowers, and the Optimus Flare, the best. More stamps from Close to My Heart that I bought for this book. And another little paper clip with a little heart doily from Prima. Opening this up, this is just kind of, I used the Tidy Whitey or Shimmer's Spun Sugar to mask in one of the new Crafters Workshop masks. And my kids came along, put their fingers on it, so we added some butterflies just to cover it up. And this says, "Well, hello," nice little flag, some little Heidi Swap butterflies. And then as we move to the bottom, there's some stamping with those line stamps from that kit back in February. So I've got some journaling lines that look like dotted lines. A little bit more chipboard here. This is nice and sturdy chipboard so that you can put a picture here or write on it, either way. More Creative Embellishments chipboard here with their fun frames. So these are just adhered at the bottom. Multi-embossed with lots of Lindy's embossing powders this time just to jazz it up. And some Prima cutouts just kind of adhered to the top. And since they lift, you can just tuck a picture in under here. Good to go, nice and easy. So we'll open this one up again. I tend to go a little bit of fussy cutting crazy with this particular album, and I added lots of extra flips. So there you have it. This one here has another chipboard frame that you can just tuck a picture under. Looks like a nice little Polaroid. If it sticks out, of course, on the edges, won't matter. And finally, on the last opening, and I found this trim here. Thought it was cute to put in the middle of the fold there instead of black paper and just sparkle things up a bit. And here I've got a pocket, and it's sideways, and has the cute Marion Smith tag cut out, fussy cut. And then I've just got a plain piece of black cardstock that's got a little bit of a punch, a couple flowers, and a piece of flair. She can either write on it with white pen or trim some pictures. A nice frame, again, write on it for journaling or cut a picture to fit. It's really cute. And then this is just black cardstock with a scrap of paper, nice little border. Both sides can be used for a picture to slide in. And then, of course, since it's a pocket, she can slide tickets or other little bits of memorabilia into the book to remember college. So there you have it. So we'll close this one up and we'll move on to page 4. Page 4 is a flat page, kinda. So what I did was I did kind of a waterfall. This is a stationer's stamp from Prima. Again, on the chalkboard paper, just kind of rough cut, fussy cut it out. White embossing powder, looks kind of cute. Opens up. You can either write on it, throw another picture on there. And they just kind of flip up, and some of them are white on the back so you can write on them. And then the final one's glued flat. And it'll probably get covered by a picture or not, but I thought it was really important to show the bloom where you're planted, because she, again, homesick. She just needs to kind of get through it. So it's page 4, nice and simple, and then we'll move to page 5, which Alda has a special interest in. So on my cameo, which I won in November from the Flying Unicorn in the Best Friends raffle, which I was so excited. I've got some lovely flowers here, these 3 flowers that Alda sent me, 4 flowers, sorry, that Alda did send me with the ATC swap, and I told her I was going to do this book on Optimus, so I'm sure that she knew that they would fit perfectly. So we've got some more fussy cut Prima flowers from the Optimus collection mixed in with the Marion Tea Party, fussy cut out. And then the vines and the flowers, and then a little clock with some crazy hands on it with the backed clock paper, which makes it kind of fun. And then it opens up, and this is just a simple pocket, piece of paper glued on 3 sides. And I just grabbed from the IOD vintage papers from last, not Winter Cha, but the one in July that everybody went to Vegas on. I think I missed a pocket. Yes, I did. There's a secret pocket on the front page. So, and it has a cute little cutout that says, "Come and join me." It's a cute little girl. You know, just something fun. You can put a picture on the back of it, and it's just adorable. And then I've got those IOD vintage papers that mixed with some of the cut-apart pages from Marion Smith tucked in here. And just a nice stripe with a doily behind it. And of course, since it's a pocket, she can continue to, you know, journal on these cards, tuck in extra pieces of paper, so on and so forth. And there was no way to approach the Marion Smith paper without cutting out the paper doll. So this is the little girl, and she's got her little clothes. They're even flat up here, popped up here, down on the bottom on a journaling card. And it says, "Why sometimes I believe I've had as many as 6 impossible things thought since cannot read well upside down apparently. Why sometimes I've believed as many as 6 impossible things before breakfast." So with that said, there's another pocket behind it, and it's got some cute tags that I actually punched holes in and put some string on. You would have to be half mad to dream me up, and cute little tags. Got that argyle paper behind them, but that's okay. And then the secret to life, the secrets of life are hidden in the daily routine, which, you know, kind of goes towards happiness, and I believe I got this one from the IOD papers, but it just seemed appropriate given the cheer up factor of the book for her and everything. This page also has a pocket, so I'll go ahead and try to pull some pieces out, or not. Hold on. Let me get this one out first. So it's just a little iod piece of paper, script on the back, very plain, appropriate for picture, nice little pen doodles. And this one comes out, I swear to goodness it does. We'll fuss with it later, but it comes out and it's pretty much the same with the heart doodles. Nice pretty design on the back, and I don't want to tear the book, so I'll fuss with that later. So on the inside of this page, to tie this tag off, it's just another piece of cute flair, little doily and poppies, keeps the collection going and smoothing. And I have this little right here, right now from the iod collection. And that just little score mark, and you can take almost any little journal card and turn it into an extra flip to put the journaling on the back. More of that real positive, focused, enjoy it, loved, caring, graffiti kind of typewritten background paper to toss a picture on. And then we move to the Nest and Eggs, which this came from Marion Smith paper, and then we've got the beautiful Flying Unicorn Black March lace attached, just for some interest there. On the inside, again, I've got a small cut pocket with little tags, and this time I sprayed them with Lindy's just to give them a little bit of shimmer and color, make them a little funky and interesting. And I picked these up at Michael's, and yeah, they're okay. Again, more positive things, and room to write on the back, and of course got the beautiful Joy, Peace, and Love paper with the beautiful pink poppies behind it. The ties are to match off, moving into this pink and blue Harlequin pattern paper with the beautiful rose. Very simple but easy to throw a picture on. And we're still opening. Page 5. So once we get all the way into page 5, we've got just a cute frame with a metal smile on it. All things are possible, or the possibilities are endless. Again, can't read upside down. Cute typewriter with some pink. Be the best you. Work hard, be humble frame. Just some cute little snapshots, more lace, some polka dots, some Harlequin paper. This was just a bunch of scraps put together to kind of tie it all off. And then we have this Love Freely piece. Nice black background, perfect to throw any kind of picture on. So Alba, there is page 5 and all of it. And so we'll go ahead and tuck this all back together, and we'll talk about page 6. So part of the reason why I went with Marion Smith was that Laura Beth really loved the warp checkerboard paper in that collection. She had also picked out in my supplies one day this gorgeous Harlequin yellow rose from Prima that I had picked up in some kind of clearance spree. So it's old, but it's in here, and there's more of those little yellow guys on the front that are the flat looking ones, more like this. So we have a big iod Prima Vintage black card. Make a note of that. Cute little vintage girl in a mushroom from Marion Smith. Some flowers, more silhouette cut pearls, swirls of green for vines, and then just a little bit of checkerboard gel medium with some teal microfine glitter, just to pop it out a little bit and add some interest and texture. So when this opens up, I've got another little stitch journaling place right there. And then up here, it's just the little bunny tag about the, sprayed with some Lindy's for interest. Underneath here, I used a Prima mask with some, again, the shimmers. I can't recall if it's the Tidy Whitey or the Spun Sugar. It's one or the other. Shauna can tell us. So some fussy cut out flowers, a couple of them are popped up, a clock from Marion Smith, a little bit of string, and then some spray behind this. This is also an iod card on this flap behind it that I put the mixed media stuff on to make those little flowers and interest. So as we continue to open up the book, trying to fit it all into frame, probably not going to happen. It's the warp paper, the checkerboard warp with the roses and another Drink Me bottle. And then another nice quote, little pocket for some tags that pop out, Drink Me, Wonder, all that fun stuff. You can also, goes all the way down to about here, so you could put smaller pictures in there. And then this is an iod piece as well, and it just opens and flips open. You can put more script on the back, and then of course plenty more room for pictures. So that would be page 6. And then we'll move on to page 7. Now page 7 is very simple, very flat, but it's probably one of my favorites. I love the Don't Forget to Smile, the Wood Prima Love, which is just kind of gessoed with very light little bit of paint thrown on it. Not much at all to tell. Got a little bit of brown, yellow, gold, blue in it, but nothing. These match and keep consistent the blue and teals that were in this Optimus collection with the little black background, little black cutout tag. And this is just one of the Prima rectangle stitching, the largest one that I used kind of for a photo mat. And I got a little bit of a doily behind here tucked under all these guys. So that's page 7, but it's clean and it's simple and it's just striking with the couple bits of color that pop out. Okay, so now we're going to go on to page 8, and this is the last page. And with the last page, this one's almost a mini book in itself, because this is the one where Alba's template does the big major pieces of this. So it has just a simple piece of pearl embroidery thread, a cutout. These are some random pieces that I got from a box of random unstash from L'Amour, and I was digging through and I was looking at a couple of things getting ready to destash, and I went, wait a minute, black, white, gray, I could use those. So they worked really nice for a journaling spot. Down here they made up this bottom flip. So when you untie this, and it'll just feed through the eyelets and is really easy to feed back. Just a little bit of masking work with some random Lindy's, more of those Heidi Swap butterflies, and just a little pointer tab to in case she puts a picture here. This page right here, just that Harlequin paper, some typing on it, real simple, nice little punchy border, and some random trim with some little dangly crystal beads on it just for fun. So this will pull up, and the top piece here is a square stitched Prima stamp, white embossed black cardstock, kind of fuzzy cut out. Nice little tear-off ticket piece about the story, and then just a little journal spot. And this is on some rosy peach paper that happened to be the background paper for this bear. So, now, I love, love, love these 12 by 12 Prima Rose stencils. This is modeling paste, and then various Lindy's painted on. I know that the Mad Hatter set with their pinks are in here, that chartreuse color, and then also some of the Cathedral Pine. So I take that, put it in a little paint pot, and just kind of dip it and water it down and go where I need to go on it. Not all the molding paste got covered, but that's okay. And before I set the molding paste to it, I had sprayed some gold Lindy's on the back of the paper, just to give it a little bit of glitzy glue, get glitzy pieces. So, and that opens up into another rose from the same stencil, just pulling from a different section. And the rose against the measuring tape paper is kind of neat. And then as this fully opens up, I've got tickets and tags, various pieces from Marion Smith in here, the Optimus Fussy Cut collection, some of the IOD chalkboard tag in there. In here, more IOD chalkboard tag in this pocket, all the simple things, and then some more of that black and white random pieces of journaling, just because they look nice. A little bit of punching on this side, just a straight angle cut there on this side. This is the My Mind's Eye chipboard that I did special for this project. I've got some cute little chalkboard mini flowers that have been cut out and put here. This is old Flying Unicorn kit. This was the DIY crepe paper that Infirmia pack that came in the kit a long time ago. And then just some random flowers with a brad for color. And so this will flip up. I got more of that little sparkly trim there, just for interest. And then this is from that same, this gold spot tag is from that same Infirmia kit. And it says Curious, and this hat piece is from the Marion Smith papers. And I actually got lucky and scored them and glued them the first time right, so they'll flip down on their own, kind of like a pop-up. Very cool. So you can still put a picture there on that chalkboard paper. And then we get to almost the end of the book, and this is where we just have more of that warp checker paper that she loves. I had to include that in there a couple of times to incorporate it, because she had pointed it out as special to her. So that we will start to close this back up, and then I will thread it back later. But on the back cover, I have the mainly this is a 6x6 piece of paper from Prima cut up with a couple of little journaling cards from the My Mind's Eye chalkboard collection that I used for filler. And I just sat there and fussy cut the whole page and just started playing with it and laid out all the little pieces, glued them down when I was done, and there you have it, a cute little back piece of paper with the little camera and little frames and flowers and stuff sticking everywhere. With the word O over here, enjoy the little things, some frames, some numbers, just fun. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and go check out Alba's template. The structure pieces for it are really nice. If you can see the top of the book here, you start with the cardstock in between the pages when you first start after your chipboard pieces, and you build off of that. The spine is finished off, which you can't see this anymore, but I took white duct tape and just laid it across. So it's underneath the back and the front covers, the duct tape, and then I painted it with chalkboard paint to keep the back black. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope you have a great day. Thanks.